Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of State of the Economy. And, well, for Lost Ark, we're actually getting some new content with Rowen coming out as well, which is going to be a big PvP fiesta, basically, as well. I'm not sure how it's going to end up at the moment, whether the people who are full brush arts geared has got really nothing else to do after they do the first 6 gates to go and PvP like a madman after upgrading the gear to whatever amount. And if some people are still doing all their Chaos Dungeons, something to grind other than Chaos Dungeons. Like I say, probably a lot of the PvP engravings will probably definitely be purchased for quite a bit. I can imagine pretty easily here that heavy armor and a lot of other PvP oriented engravings are going to go up in price given the fact they've announced it for this month, and also it's going to ramp up the next month afterwards, which means like those engravings will be pretty expensive for the time being. Now, also at the same time, they also bring in artists, and then they're trying to bring in artists as well with a power pass, which is going to be pretty good for a lot of people as well, because a lot of people have been looking forward to playing the artist, and been raving about it on the forums for the last whatever years. But anyways, guys, let's go see what's up with the busing sector, and we'll get everything started very, very shortly. Now, some people don't know, because I'm actually thought I was still playing this game. I don't play Lost Ark too much anymore because it is very, very time consuming. I work a full-time job as a financial advisor, and sometimes it creeps into the evenings like that, and I can't really play Lost Ark to a competitive level anymore. Despite me playing WoW, but WoW doesn't really take too much of my time anymore. Now, first things first, let's just go look at the Chaos Dungeons. We can see the Chaos Dungeons are getting a bit more popular, which is good to see, but it could be just all gold farmers, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's all gold farmers. And indeed, it is just all gold farmers, as you guys can see here, but actually this one looks pretty legit. But I gotta say, like, a lot of people are still doing the carries, and a lot of people are still botting the game up. I mean, some of these are fairly obvious in the bots. I mean, come on. At least some people, got a card run or something like that. Like, at least people are not botting. Anyway, let's ignore that. There's a lot of bots in there. That's impressive. I think they've got a feeling that people are going to come back for artist. So you can see here, basically, a lot more people doing Argos, like, compared to last week. Last week was really, really dead. Now let's go to Voltan. Voltan price is 1.5k, 2k for hard mode. I guess this has changed quite a bit. That 3.8k for normal. Wave Frog, I love the Wave Frog. Now it's called Wave Frog, which is basically they stagger the top one and you kill the bottom one to do that phase. It's a much quicker fight overall instead of using who was it? I forget which one you use on that one to live, or time stop potions, use Way instead. It's a very, very interesting one, mechanic. Let's go to Kakusidon. Kakusidon's seeing a lot less love. I'm going to say right now, if you're in between these two and this, you're most likely going to go to this, basically. So, like I say, Kakusidon's a really weird one, because most ults would stop at Vicus instead, and do those two, and Argos, instead of being stuck in the Kakusidon area where you get no money from Argos, because Argos is just easier. Now let's get to Phantom. Let's get to Phantom Palace, i.e. Broshaza. Like I said, we did see some selling buses here as well. Yeah, so we got some buses here as well, but they have not put the prices up. Could be scams. I'm not terribly too sure. Would someone find out for me? I probably don't want anyone to test it really. Anyways, that's it for that week. That week of busing as well. I gotta say, busing's seeing somewhat of a recovery, which is really, really good to see, because I get really, really concerned, especially last week when there was absolutely nothing of the buses and stuff like that. I was just sitting there going like, this ain't good for the game. But at least we can see, even, like I say, mostly it's bots, but at least some players are coming back to the game. Also, as well, you can see the New Year's Wish Pack, which is more skins. Same with the Witcher Pack as well as the Camo Hand wallpaper. Someone was actually very critical of this as well in the comments, saying that they're just using it to sell new skin packs. I gotta be real with you guys, this is how Lost Ark's gotta make money at the end of the day. If you got a freemium game like this, just be aware that's how they're gonna operate in Substance. You don't have to buy it if you don't want to. That's pretty much it. Either you waste your time playing the game, or you waste your money playing the game. Just be aware of that. I'm not, condoning this sort of activity. I'm just saying this is like reality of what it's gonna do. I don't like freemium games in general, but this one was very, very fun and I enjoyed the gameplay of it, and I would gladly play a subscription fee rather than this premium crap, if I'm going to be plainly honest with you guys. Let's get to the Mario Store. The Mario Store's held steady 4K. Someone actually commented in one of my videos being like, oh yeah, I'm on US West and Shandy, and the blue crystal prices are fucked too. And I'm like, we're on the same server because I'm on Voltan. It was a very funny one. Very, very funny one. As you can see, blue crystal prices, like I said, they might go up to 4.2k. As you can see here, like not many crystals at the 4.1k mark. And looking at the sale prices previously, they are steadily going up on the weekends. Maybe there's a pattern that it does go up. Let's just see if we can find any. We can't find any previously. But I think there's a pattern that it goes up a lot higher on the weekends and it's lower throughout the week. Maybe keep that in mind as well. Like, maybe you buy your blue crystals a bit earlier rather than later. Next up, we're going to check the AH. The AH is going to check the honing mats. And I'm not going to call it the Mari store this time like I did last time. And you can see here, I say tier 2 mats are doing this again. Especially the Guardian Stones. They're becoming more expensive. Not entirely too sure why. And you can see here, there's other tier 2 mats and tier 3 mats. The Guardian Stones is cheap. Like I say, Destruction Stones making a bit of a dash as well. And Protection Stones, so I'm going to say a lot of them now selling for 5G each. And I think that's just going to be its floor. Simples and basics have fallen back quite a bit as well. I'm thinking that a lot of people, like I think last week was an aberration. I mean, those things at 17G was absolutely crazy. And I think a lot of people, if start honing at the middle of the pack, are starting to get to the other end of it, where it's just the bottom of the pack and the bottom middle that require extra honing. Now, Obliteration Stones have just gone crazy. 27G is stacked almost more than Arrayers. Like I said, at this point, I think there's going to be a lot of people who are trying to hone above that limit and, trying to get ready for a Khan. And it's just going absolutely crazy at this stage, I'm going to be honest. Array of Fusions have dropped from 35 to 28, which is pretty good for people who are still honing. Looking at the Solid Graces, Blessings, and Protections, they've gone down slightly. As you can see here, the pouches are starting to make comebacks into this page as well. Marvelous, like I say, the Honor Leapstones just gone. They're just gone. Like, greater Honor Leapstones just collapsed. I mean, they used to be 80G, now to 61. So I gotta say, people trying to get these cheap ones for their tier, we'll be looking at a bit of a bargain. But overall, if you're looking at the high tier, you might as well get Marvelous. Pouches, Life Shard pouches now once on top again, except in the Epic area where Honor Shard pouches above. Still buy tier 2 maps for your Rift pieces, and tier 1 maybe, and tier 1 maps maybe, but I think that's the only way you can really do it there. Overall, just tier 3 Honor Shard pouches are not there yet. They're not there yet. They're getting they got a bit further away compared to last week, but they're not there yet at all. So keep buying your tier 2 and tier 1's Rift maps, or you can just save them for week by week. Buy tier 2 maps, that's it, and buy a tier 3 map. Just be aware that 647 to 890G on the larges, I still feel Harmony is slightly worth it, even if the market's less liquid. Just be aware of that as well. Now, next up, we're going to go to the Consumables. Consumables, we're going to check the potions first. We're going to have to do all, I suppose. And there's someone next to me in Rohendel, by the way. Elemental HP potions have gone up slightly. They used to be 28, now 31. Still relatively cheap. To be probably honest with you guys, still relatively cheap. I think it's just mainly fluctuations. You can see here, they're hovering around 30G. I gotta say, overall, most of these potion markets haven't moved at all. So, I gotta say, it's very, very cheap. I reckon you should stock up on them as well. Getting prepared for the later content as well. Now, Whirlwind Grenade and Dark Grenades are pretty cheap as well. Same thing here. I'm gonna say as well, stock up on these guys as well. Splendid Dark Grenades and Whirlwind Grenades, though, have gone up quite a bit. Bombs. Destruction bombs have gone up. Corrosives have gone up. Sleep bombs have gone up. And I'm going to say, this is because a lot of people are coming back to Voltan and Vicus, where you need all three of those consumables. Notably, I was going to say, Splendid Destruction Bombs is no longer on the list, which means no one's selling them. But just be aware of that. The main reason why they're going up is because everyone is doing that content again with Voltan and Vicus, which is a bit easier. But at the same time, someone's going to be like, oh, what about the Elemental HP potions? When you, like I gotta say, people who are coming back are doing Voltan and Vicus, okay? Where you need the Sleep Bomb, Corrosive, and Destruction in some instances. With the HP potions, when you know all the mechanics, you require less of them. And also, there's been a lot of battle items coming out as well, which you could also argue why the bomb price is so high in the first place. But I would say that's the case because you need Destruction and Corrosive for Voltan. You may need the Sleep Bomb for Vicus, but, like, more often than not, you probably will, compared to having to pop an HP potion here and there. Next up, we get to the food. Tier 2 food's going to be more expensive. What do you know? Oh, no, it's Tier 3 food's now more expensive. It's double the price. Well, great. Finally. I get annoyed every single time that I see Tier 3 food being cheaper than Tier 2 food. And some of you guys will be like, oh, man, this fucking freak on YouTube keeps complaining about the fucking prices of food. Mate, it is just illogical. It's absolutely illogical. So looking at the here, Glavalier is getting a bit of a love as well. As you can see here, a lot of their class engravings. Enhanced weapon at 166 for a green engraving. Jeez. The days I would see Deadeye engravings being ridiculously high has come. But you can see here, a lot of the green recipes now are starting to become super, super expensive. So I've got to say here, guys, one, don't buy the one for 2.9k. And two, I gotta say they're pretty illiquid as well, looking at it. But people do buy it, so put it up there. Ooh, dude, someone bought one for 441 for a sharpshooter engraving. That's crazy, man. And someone bought an enhanced weapon for... God, people are rolling dead eyes at this time when there's no dead eyes whatsoever. But looking at the blue engravings, well, the blue engravings get a bit more expensive. I gotta say some of the class engravings for the blue ones are a lot cheaper. But I've got to say overall, heavy armor's skyrocketed in the blue one. I guess at this stage, like I gotta say at this moment, if you didn't get heavy armor early on, you probably deserve to be paying this much. Okay, I'm gonna be really honest, but I think heavy armor as well may have gone up. Like a lot of people may have purchased it, that's why it's gone up to this high as well. Because people are preparing for PvP. Next up, we're gonna go to Epic. Like I say, a lot of these should be 1G. I don't see these going up to like triple digits, or even quadruple digits. Probably only heavy armor. No, you see here, the only one that's gone up to triple digits is like the class engravings. It's mainly because epic engravings are a lot easier to get than anything else, and everyone knows this, okay? Now going to the legendary engravings. I gotta say right now, I expect heavy armor to be increased in price. Let's see which one's at the top, which is Summoner, Deathblade, Surge, making a Surge, ironic for its name. I know. Making a Surge in price, Igniter. A lot of the really, really good DPS class traits are making a dash. Grudge has actually fell down from 13k to 11k. But overall, I'm going to say some of the class engravings are getting below 10k. I mean, Blessed Aura could be a good price here as well. You know, 7.9k is pretty cheap. KBW has increased, okay? That's one I didn't expect to increase that much. And I'm going to say KBW being more than Adrenaline is a bit crazy too. You can see here there's a few remaining energy builds as well. I think remaining energy is actually pretty good at the moment. Or they must have nerfed or something like that as well, given it's 5k. Cursed Doll with Hitmaster, Adrenaline's still trading pretty well. Heavy Armor has not made a big of a appearance as I thought. Expert and Awakening are pretty cheap as well. Ambush Master, just tad too expensive. Mass Increase as well, which was good for a few classes, pretty cheap. Heavy Armors hasn't really made much of a dash. You could probably purchase that for a bit cheaper as well as Supercharge and a few others as well that you could pick up for pretty easily here. EH is 600G in whatever it is in Legendary. You can probably pick up a pretty decent few orange engravings here. I mean, Berserker's Technique, I believe that's pretty good. It's better than Mayhem, I believe, unless it's changed significantly. Master's Tenacity is very, very cheap at the moment for a Berserker build if you're running Mayhem. Like 340, 330 Gs, just incredible. But yeah, that's, like I say, pretty much it. A lot of people were asking me, would Fortitude and stuff like that be coming up to being good in the next year? Given the fact that a lot of people have not purchased it and ran out and purchased it, I don't think it will. Or a lot of people just focusing more on the PvE trades than the PvP trades. That could be the case as well. But either way, I gotta say, you know, even with Rowen coming out, there hasn't been an absolute mad dash to buy heavy armor, fortitude, and a lot of these other really good PvP and defensive sort of engravings. Maybe because they don't work, that could be another thing as well. Let's get to the pets and skins. And, well, looking at the pets and skins at the moment, a lot of Maze to Edge, I gotta say, I'm surprised anyone's buying this. I mean, when I got one of these, I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna be so much. And it was only like 50G. Now it's 1G because like everyone's got it. So you can see here, people still selling the Shadow Stern. We had some sellers on Platinum. Obviously, the higher prices are very, very liquid, as you can see here. But I gotta say, you know, it's been... Oh, no. Which unfortunate bot sold this for 12G? I gotta say, there's been so many errors in the skin market as well, which is the worst, because it's basically the de facto gold market. I gotta say, it's been a bit more liquid. Oh, no, they did it again. Poor guy. That poor guy must be tearing his hair out. Absolutely tearing his hair out. Like I say, it hasn't been that liquid, actually, the market, as you can see here. You know, only a few people. You can see the Witcher stuff has gone onto the market as well. 46k. It's good to see. Do they really only give you a hairstyle? That's pretty lame, actually. I expect a full set, actually. but I haven't seen the full set of market. But you can see the skin market's been pretty illiquid. The pet market has been somewhat more liquid, especially for the selection chests. I still don't understand people trying to sell the actual cats more than the actual chests. I just don't understand. It's like no one's ever going to purchase it. Oh no. Oh no, 35k is alright. Okay, cool. Someone really trying to do the price gouge there. Yeah, I purchased 2 Panther pet prices 35k. Jack up the prices to 100%. All we're gonna say with that, guys, like, good luck. Good luck. I don't think anyone's buying that one. But anyways, that's skins and pets. We're gonna go straight to the AH. We're gonna go straight to gems, okay? So everyone can witness the gem market in good old Deadeye, where it's 22k for a single gem, and everyone knows the moment I flick it over to all classes, it's gonna change dramatically. And we're going to go to recent prices as well. So 16k seems to be the average one. So if you're a Deadeye, just buy other classes' gems and just free roll a gem, okay, honestly, because you are getting absolutely ripped off. But as you can see here, this doesn't seem right. Oh, that's because I got these sale prices all wrong. As you can see here, some poor sucker sold a... Oh, man. I think this guy must be bussing or something, but seriously, bussing with level 7 gems in tier 3 must be very fucking brave. But dude, someone's getting some cheap gems. And as you can see here, level 9s. I can say they've gone down in price a bit, but let's get to the relics. Actually, I think they've gone up in price a bit, actually. The relic gems, the cooldown gems are all 229. Actually, you know what? I was right. They have gone down in price. And the damage gems are all 680, roughly triple. Back to balance again of being triple. Overall, I'm going to say I think these prices are going to pretty much stay. I'm going to say don't hope for the prices to go down. Well, I guess some of them did sell for like 600k, but just don't hope for the prices to go down. They're probably going to hang around that 600k mark for quite a while for level 10 gems. And the lucky guys who, who sold it, congratulations, you're absolutely rich now, okay? Next up, we're going to check all the accessories out. And I think most of you guys know as well that anything selling for like 1 million and it doesn't have 5 good stats is RMT. And it's still being heavily used for RMT. As you can see here, people selling absolute garbage for 1 million, and this is fairly obvious that this is RMT. In fact, people are even bidding on it as well, which actually scares the hell out of me. Fortitude heavy armor, could this be for a pure PvP piece? I don't think so. Now, we could have to go through a couple of pages to, until we see some actual decent ones where they're actually worth their prices. Other ones are just pure RMT. I mean, you can see here when people are selling like +3s and like they're not even good, it's like, mate, you're just buying gold at this point. So that, it's fairly obvious. Like you can see ones that like, hey, that would sell for that much, but like a lot of these you're like going, nah, this would never sell. Like for example, this would sell at 236k for a Reaper, okay? 100% would sell at 236k. It is very good. But this one here would definitely never sell at 230k. So you can see here, like a lot of these are all RMT. But you can see towards the end, you actually start to get some actual people buying it. Or it could be like not anyone actual people buying it. I'd actually be afraid of anyone selling anything over for 200k, given the fact that it looks like the most common RMT price at the moment as well. So I'd say, actual prices might be a bit lower than you'd think. Okay? Might be a bit lower. Like this one, for example, is incredibly good, 190k for a 100 specialization Grudge Pinnacle. And the only downside is the +2, which is actually fairly decent. So you can see here, I'm going to tell you guys right now, is that a lot of the really good engravings and stuff like that are relatively cheap. You don't be going, oh man, I need 1 million gold to buy some good engravings. If you take a look at it, a lot of them are relatively cheap, and a lot of the good ones are as well. As you can see, like 150G, like Baron Hunter's KBW is very good for Gun Lancer and stuff like that. You'd be sitting, not Gun Lancer, Artillerist. But you can see here that like a lot of these like good engravings are not, the 1 million G that you see on RMTs and stuff like that. So you can probably purchase these quite easily. Surge Adrenaline, especially very good as well. You can see here that they're really cheap. I mean, Raid Captain Adrenaline, Raid Captain Grudge. They're fairly decent, not the best. KBW and a Grudge, like this is incredibly good, okay? Like this is incredibly good. Whoever got this got a steal, okay? And that's 120k. So you can see here that, a lot of the good pieces are selling for a lot cheaper than you expect them to. I mean, 120k is fairly decent. We can check into the bracelets specifically because a lot of people are always chasing the stats. I mean, specialization swiftness, specialization crit. I mean, auto specialization X stats, especially specialization. This one's a killer as well. Like, look at that, 100. Maybe I should pick one up. Oh, that's right. That's why it's already sold. But you can see here. I mean, swift attack is actually pretty good as well. That's actually really good RNG. Except it's when hit by a foe, and generally you shouldn't be getting hit at all. Um, Anyways, you can see a lot of here. The stat ones are making a bit of a boost. Next up, we're going to go to ability stones to finish this one off. And you can see RMT has spread for ability stones as well. And I think you just take a few pages out and you'll see Sanity come back again. And it's just always KBW, Adrenaline, Grudge, and Cursed All. And you can see here people still trying to get that 10-8 stone. And I don't blame them, to be honest, that 10-8 stone. Sorry, not... Is it 10-8 stone? I think it's 10-8 stone. Just trying to get the best stone they can so they can get, 5x free and stuff like that as well. I believe I have 5x free. I forget. We'll find out. Do I have 5x free? I forget how you do it. I think it's actually free. I think I do have 5x free, yeah. They're trying to get 5x free and then 1x free at the end, as you can see here. For me, I just need to get, obviously... I think I have one thing that's pointless in my thing. That's why I have a 7.5 instead of 8.6. And that's what people are trying to go for, basically. So at 8.6, I would not need one of the pieces in here. I think it's one of my KBWs I wouldn't need. Anyways, that's going to be pretty much it for today. I guess overall, Rowen looks like a pretty interesting and different content. Problem is that this game requires a big time. Oh man, I've even forgot that word at this point. Needs a big time, sink. It's a big time sink, basically. And I'm not sure how people are going to fit Rowan into it unless Rowan's a quick BG, 20 to 30 minutes per week at this stage. Or maybe people, don't need to do Legion raids anymore because they've got enough gold. That could be the case as well, that they don't have to do it, but it's never enough gold, to be honest. People want to be sitting on, probably 5 mils, 6 mils, something like that, just preparing for the next area. Or wanted me to get some silver as well. We'll see what happens. But anyways, guys, well, that's going to be it for today for State of Economy. Hope you guys have a great day, and see you guys later. Peace out. Bye.